Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you try to move forward, whether it's growing your healing business, deepening your spiritual practice, or just making big life changes, something always stops you. You either procrastinate, you get overwhelmed, you lose your motivation, or you really start to doubt yourself. And this can be super frustrating. I know because I've been there myself. But what if I told you this isn't just a form of self-sabotage? It's actually your subconscious running a deeply ingrained protection program, one designed to keep you safe, and not to help you grow. So today I'm breaking down exactly how this works, why this hidden pattern exists, and how you can start working with this to move forward without resistance. But first, welcome. I'm Jen, a quantum alchemy mentor and business energetic strategist, and I help healers and entrepreneurs clear subconscious blocks so they can build a thriving healing business and step into their power and fullest expression. And if you are ready to start shifting these blocks right now, I have something for you. I created a free 3-day trial of my quantum alchemy energy codes clearing system. And this gives you access to 30 plus subconscious block clearings. It's designed to help you release emotional wounds, limiting beliefs, and deep energetic imprints that are keeping you stuck. Now, this is just a small portion of my full clearing system, but it's powerful enough to start creating shifts right away. So if you're ready to check it out and experience it for yourself, the link will be in the description box below. All right, so let's talk about what's actually happening when we self-sabotage. Because when you really understand this, you can finally break free from the cycle for good. So if we can think of the mind as a supercomputer, yes, I know I talk about this all the time, but it's so important to understand this concept. It enables you to understand yourself better, right? All right, so your mind is constantly scanning your environment, collecting data, and running programs within your subconscious based on your past experiences. All right. But here's where it gets a little tricky. Your subconscious doesn't just store memories and emotional imprints and traumas. It actually pulls from these past memories to predict your future and keep you safe. So this means that anytime you try to step into something new, whether it's success or love or visibility or deeper healing, even, your subconscious runs a quick safety check based on your past experiences. So if something in your present feels even remotely similar, painful, overwhelming, challenging, right? It takes that memory from your past and your subconscious can then flag it as unsafe. And then what happens next? We typically tend to self-sabotage, right? So we overthink, we overworry, we doubt ourselves, and we don't actually do the thing. Or we find all kinds of other things to do and distract ourselves rather than what we should be doing. All right, so self-sabotage it's not about not having any willpower or being lazy or being undisciplined or that you're not ready or, you're always waiting for divine timing. It's a deeply ingrained survival mechanism. All right, so let's say if you grew up seeing your parents struggle with money, your subconscious might actually link success with hardship. So every time you try to level up, you feel overwhelmed and avoid taking action. Maybe you were rejected or embarrassed in the past, and your subconscious might link that visibility with pain, right? So the moment you try to put yourself out there, you shut down. Um, if taking risks has backfired, before in the past, your subconscious might associate new opportunities with failure. So you convince yourself you're not ready and you stay stuck. So your mind isn't trying to ruin your life, it's just trying to keep you safe. But it's operating from old data, and that's where the problem is. So let's get in even deeper here. So many of these subconscious patterns are really buried deeply within us. Okay, so even when you think you've worked through something, there's often more layers still holding that energy in your energetic field. For example, I worked with someone recently who had taken tons of healing courses, and she knew she wanted to do this type of work, being, helping heal in some way. Um, but she couldn't seem to move forward. And every time she thought she knew her path, she would start moving forward, and then she'd second guess herself. She would feel lost. She would feel confused. So when we looked into it deeper, we actually uncovered subconscious belief system that success meant exhaustion and struggle and overwhelm and too much pressure. And something she had actually absorbed from the past in her childhood and adolescence was watching her parents work incessantly with no joy, no vacations, no time off. They just worked, worked, worked. So every time she tried to step into her business and move forward, her subconscious was like, nope, ain't doing it. Success means suffering. And we're not doing that. And I'll just, stay where I am, where I'm nice and comfortable. And then we went even deeper and we found emotional wounds from 20 years ago, ones that had never been fully processed. So on the surface, she thought she had already worked through this emotional wound. But her subconscious was still holding on to the energy of feeling unseen and unsafe and unsupported. And here's the thing, like these energies, these hidden energies don't just disappear. They just sit in your energy field and they influence your thoughts, which influence your emotions, and your emotions influence your actions without you even consciously realizing it. Okay. So here's where the real transformation happens. When you connect with these hidden subconscious layers, these different parts of your subconscious that I call your subconscious archetypes, and you give them a voice so they can be heard, so the pain from the past can be properly processed, they no longer need to protect you through self-sabotage. They let go of that energy because you faced the past. You brought the unconscious into the conscious mind. You are now aware that your self from 20 years ago was still holding on to that pain and not letting it go to protect you and keep you safe. And now that part of you feels uplifted because you met that part of you. You acknowledge the pain and are the support system they never got at the time, the love they never received. And that energy then lifts and it lets go. And then you can begin to move forward because you are actually consciously aware of that pattern of behavior, right? The energetic charge behind that pattern isn't as strong. So it's so much easier to break free from it. Because when it comes up again, there's always layers in healing. It never ends. I don't care where you are in your healing journey. Okay? There's always deeper layers to look at. And you have the choice. Okay? So think of these parts of you like an abandoned child. They've been running in the background, holding on to pain, just waiting to be heard. And until they are, they will keep influencing your decisions, making sure you avoid anything that might bring up that old pain. But the moment they're acknowledged and processed, the energy shifts. It's like closing a program that's been running in the background of your computer, right? Just draining your energy without you even realizing it. So, with my client, the moment we connected with that deeper wound and acknowledged it, that resistance lifted. Okay? She didn't have to force clarity, it came naturally. Right? She did go through some emotional processing, but that was just the energy coming up to be released, the pain from the past. Okay? It needed to be felt and released from the body. So, the procrastination, the doubt, the confusion, it all faded because the subconscious no longer needed to protect her from those outdated fears. So, if you've been struggling with self-sabotage, feeling stuck, or just repeating the same cycles, it's not because there's something wrong or you're doing something wrong. It's because your subconscious is running an old program that needs to be faced and cleared. So you don't need more motivation. You don't need more discipline often. I mean, discipline is important, and you don't need to push yourself. Often it's your subconscious that needs work. Okay? We need to work with our subconscious, not against it. And that's exactly what I help do inside my Quantum Alchemy Codes clearing system. If you're ready to start clearing these hidden subconscious blocks, I'm giving you access to a free 3-day trial where you get access to over 30 energy clearings designed to help shift your emotional wounds, limiting beliefs, and trauma stored in your subconscious. It's fairly easy to use. Use your intuition. And the link will be in the description box below, so go check it out.